What up, poetry lovers? Welcome to Beatnix on the Road, a virtual poetry tour where we stop in various cities and meet the poets of that scene. But this is a very special episode because there are a couple of poets who I really wanted to feature in this virtual tour, but we just couldn't get them on the bus in time, as it were. So today we're spinning the block for the Missed the Bus episode, starting with a poet I wanted in our first episode, Rika Speaks. How you doing?
Doing great. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we had to back that thing up. Come on aboard, you know what I'm saying? So let me introduce y'all. Rika Speaks is a versatile artist shaping narratives through poetry, acting, and comedy writing. As the co-founder of Issa Rae's Daughter sketch comedy team, Rika brings a unique blend of humor and authenticity to her craft. Rika's poetry delves into the realms of mental health, sex positivity, relationships, recovery, and self-love. Rika Speaks is the best of button poet, tell him. The Writers Den RVA 2023 Grand Slam champion, tell him. And was a member of the VCU Slam team, Good Clear Sound, that's a good name, who placed third in the world at Cupsy. All right, poetry lovers, with that said, I'm gonna be quiet and give y'all Rika Speaks.
All right, so first thing, I gotta stand up to do my poem. So let me just Okay, so hi again, Rika Speaks. I'm so excited to share three poems with you. And these poems are going to be centered around relationships. So when I think about relationships, I think about relationships to family, friends, romantic partnerships, but also relationship to society and even relationship to objects or things and how all of those relationships impact us. So my three poems are going to be touching on different relationships. So the first one I'm going to do is basically about content warning for abuse. When I was younger, my dad was part of a abusive relationship um, to this woman named Joanne. And it really impacted me to the point where I didn't even want to go into Joanne Fabric and Crafts store. So I wrote a poem basically about how I got beef with Joanne Fabric and Crafts. No, like I really hate Joanne Fabric and Crafts. Not due to their shitty customer service or their poor quality products, but because I knew a Joanne once. She fabricated her personality to needle her way into my dad's heart and crafted ways to make my childhood a tattered existence. So fuck Joanne Fabric and Crafts. But nah, let's get back to you, Joanne. My father's former flame turned wildfire. And when the smoke cleared, my mind was desolate soil, memories charred, unable to properly grow out of all the ash. From throwing punches at my dad to hurling verbal insults at me, Joanne, you're the reason I space out when decibels get louder in the room, why I flinch at a raised arm, why I keep chasing healthy relationships away, because I've been playing hide and seek with you my whole life. You treated my dad like your personal dartboard. He'd be the target for your beer bottles, your sharp tongue, your fist. My childhood, all Barbie dolls and broken glass. Whenever my dad tried to close the door on you, you break windows. A terrorist with a time bomb temper used to trap us behind the enemy lines of my own kitchen. Couldn't even enjoy a meal without feeling invaded. I remember running errands with my dad just to see you lurking through the rear view. I remember that time you almost ran him over with your car. I learned persistence from my father's stalker. You never took no for an answer. So, when my dad finally left your ass, how'd that make you feel? I bet you were big mad. Didn't think he had the strength to hose out that gaslighting. Didn't think he had an extra strategy to your war. Thought you could thread a cycle of abuse into a lifetime. So when my dad was finally done, I was proud of him. But I want to know how he did it. how he unstitched himself from your toxic while I'm cursing out a fabric store for an apology you never sewed into me. But Joanne, I'm working on ways to heal myself without your amends. But you are nothing but a broken sewing machine. Tried to unravel the bond between my dad and me, but we survived the shredding, patched up our bruises. You don't define us, because punk asses like you could never unstitch this strength. And you know what? Fuck you, Joanne. Fuck you forever. And I hope you have the day you deserve, bitch.
Oh
Um,
my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's how you end a poem. I said I was going to be quiet. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but wow, what a poem. Okay, I'm going to moonwalk away so I
no,
can
no,
interrupt.
I love it. I love it. To know Rika Speaks is to know that 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna end a poem a bitch. Like that's actually a running joke with all my friends. What I love about that poem is I think that really projected like a lot of my writing moving forward. And I love to use poetry to heal the inner child, heal that relationship. And I've like haven't talked to Joanne or anything since she left, but this poem has been so healing for me. And it's also been healing in my other relationships with people. Um, so my next poem is also about relationship, but going back to some of the things I talked about before. So like relationship to society. And I think about that as like how our intersectionalities impact how we walk through the world, how we navigate our relationship with it. So this is about I basically saw this Facebook status, and they were like, "Don't get a restraining order, get a gun." And I remember talking to one of my coaches, Breeze the poet. He's part of the dojo. I'll plug that later. But I was like, "What if I wrote? Yeah, what if I wrote a poem about how I can't even get a gun because of my mental health?" Um, so that's this poem. So, and I also think it's very poignant considering it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So just how that in relationships and mental health and all of it comes together. So don't get a restraining order, get a gun. That's the caption to a video of a woman who shot her stalker after changing her number, after moving to another city, after filing multiple restraining orders. And it feels so empowering in a powerless situation to not leave yourself at the mercy of the merciless. I get it. These men are rabid, hungry for attention, affection, flesh hellhounds with a taste for what they can't have. And that piece of paper just makes their mouth water more. Be the fence they hop, the leash they break, if it's the only thing keeping women off their plate. And sometimes the only way to stop that dog from biting is to put it down. In this dog eat dog world, it's kill or be killed. And we women grow tired of being prey. Fear declining a man's invitation will be our final sentence. Tired of being a statistic. 1 in 3 who experience violence from an intimate partner. A protective order ain't so protective when a violator doesn't face consequences. So when the legal system fucks you over, you might as well have your gun cocked. The woman in the video said she chose herself and her freedom by shooting her stalker. I get it. But what if your stalker isn't just in your bushes, but in your mirror? I don't have to meet my bipolar in a bar. I didn't swipe right on my manic. My mind is the dark alley, and the person most likely to kill me is me. I get it. The world is crazy. I better strap up, but I can't because I'm crazy. They say stay strapped and I get confused. All I see are straight jackets and bedside restraints. I want to protect myself, but what if it has to be from myself where my mind is fully loaded? Why add more bullets? So if the taser under the bed will do the trick, cling onto my pepper spray like I cling onto my sanity because I always have to choose between a tender date going volatile and a spiral turning suicidal, and that's scary to have to choose between not having a choice, feeling so powerless in what should be an empowering situation, being left at the mercy of how merciless your own mind is, and you don't get it. Being nailed to the cross of your intersectionality, to be a woman and have a mental disorder is having to fight every battle, even the ones with yourself, because when a man wants to fill me up, I want to empty the clip, but I can't have trigger fingers because I'm always triggered. They say But what if the suicide hotline puts me on hold again? So that's my second piece. Shout out to the suicide hotline because I think they have improved immensely in the past couple of years. From changing their number to 988, like thinking about mental health, World Mental Health Day was the other day. So just thinking about like these resources, like sometimes they're helpful, sometimes they're just working to improve and grow. Just want to shout them out because me and that hotline, we used to fight, but they've gotten so much better. So that was basically my relationship to society. So this last piece is about what I talked about in the beginning about relationship to an object or a thing. So for me, this is my relationship around alcohol. So this piece is near and dear to my heart. Um, I recently wrote it, so pretty new. And it's basically a personification of alcohol interrupting me at my AA meeting. So here we go. Alcohol interrupts my AA meeting. Girl, just want to shake, just want to dance. Don't you love the way I move? I'm smooth with it. How I just flow down your throat, get you turned, get you tipsy. There ain't no party without me, bitch. Drink me up, drink me in. Let the inhibitions get low while that anxiety runs high. You know I'm cheaper than a therapist, so have me on the rocks and I'll help you deal with that chip on your shoulder. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, and I bet I don't sting as much as your depression. Cause girl, we besties up in here. After a long work day or your friend's funeral, I'm always in your fridge. Drink me up, drink me in. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot. Let's get fucked up. Let's fuck your whole life up. Give you one margarita, you gonna think you need another. Two margaritas, you gonna end up like your mother. Three margaritas, you gonna disappoint your dad. Four margaritas, you gonna lose the life you had. But baby, the risk is worth the reward because look at me with all this escape and a sugar salt rim. Don't you want me up in your body so you can feel like somebody, so you're more comfortable when you're with somebody? Because your sex so good only when I'm part of the foreplay. I tell you what to do. I'm the dom here, baby. You think you could add sobriety to the mix like she's the third wheel in this relationship? You want to get rid of me? Do all that. Just drink me responsibly. Didn't you read the Surgeon General's warning that is your family tree? It's not my fault. Your mom and uncle didn't know how to handle me. Don't you know all my exes be crazy? And I'm always there for you. Just turn to the bar in your living room. Drink a bottle of wine by yourself and lose a friendship in the process. Like a good girl. You didn't need them anyway. Because I'm always there for you. Just turn to the cheap drinks at the open mic. Drink me up until a good deal has you in debt, until a good night becomes a graveyard. Drink me up, drink me in. In fact, aren't you the one who says you don't need me, then you always come back? You little gaslighter, you blaming me for your actions when I've always been there for you. So I'm sorry if I never expect you to leave, if I don't want you to leave, if I don't want to just take all the bad and remember the good, because we've got it good here, right? Glitter and martinis, your 21st birthday, happy hours, bar crawls. I mean, everywhere you look, I'm here waiting for your embrace. Because, girl, I just want to shake. I just want to dance. Don't you love the way I move? I'm smooth with it. I'll just flow down your throat, get you turned, get you tipsy. There ain't no party without me, bitch.
Yo, that was actually quite haunting. Wow. Everybody, poetry lovers, Rika speaks. Rika, wow. What cool work. What projects are you currently working on? Like what is that amazing mind crafting these days?
Yeah, so I'm glad that you asked that because that the third poem leads into this of I've been working on a one woman show. It's officially written, and I'm hopeful that I'll be able to perform it next year in Richmond, which is where I currently live. And it's called A Little More Sober. Did I already say that? Anyway, it's called A Little More Sober, and it's basically about my recovery journey. So, really talking about my addiction with alcohol and how I've moved through it, and how my mother is in recovery, but when I was younger, she wasn't. So, like my relationship with my mother and alcohol, my own relationship, and then just moving through my own sobriety journey. So I really like to talk about these things because I feel like my recovery journey has been so different. I'm officially someone who is completely abstinent, even though I have poems about drinking in moderation and stuff. So my hope is with this one woman show that it could bring community and also be a resource for people who are maybe thinking about recovery or just sober curiosity. I mean, I think like we can always be healthier with these options. I think like even if you're not going to be fully abstinent or don't have like an addiction or anything, like drinking less, I'm always for that. And sober curiosity I feel like is the move. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited about the project. I wrote it myself. Um, I'm gonna direct it myself, I guess. So yeah.
Y'all, I believe in what you're doing. The sober curiosity, that wave on the horizon getting bigger and bigger is I think a very positive force, and very cool that you've dedicated your talent towards such a amazing cause. And we can find you at Rika Speaks. That's your handle in the corner there, I take it.
Yes, and I'm sorry. I just want to do like we're talking about Richmond and things like that. So I feel
Mhm.
like I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the Writer's Den briefly.
Go for it.
But the
Right.
Writer's Den is a poetry collective where we do poetry slams. We actually just hosted the fourth annual Food for Thought Poetry Slam. And we do workshops, we host podcasts, we do a whole bunch of different stuff. Roscoe Burnham's, who is our inaugural poet laureate, he's the not owner, founder, also owner, honestly. And I'm just happy to be on that team with the Writers Den. So that specific collective has basically shaped everything I do with poetry, especially in Richmond. So definitely follow Rika Speaks, but also follow the Writers Den. Because yeah, I feel like when you think about art and poetry in Richmond, you think about the Writers Den.
And we really wanted you in that Richmond episode, which was our first stop on
Oh,
the
that's
Beatnix
right. Okay, so
tour.
I'm preaching to the choir here.
No, no, but listen, thank you for the reminder, it brings us back full circle. And I'm so glad that we got to include you in this project because it's been a long year, it's been a long road. We've all changed since the beginning of this journey, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, this was actually such a treat. And honestly, it's great to get this off my heart because I felt so bad, not being able to be in it. So we did it. We did it, baby.
Yes.
Hey! All right, Rika Speaks. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, McPherson, who do you got next? Well, McPherson, the second poet, brought to you by the Nuyorican Poets Cafe in Mid-Atlantic Group, is one of my favorite people in the world, Amin Batra. Amin, how are you feeling?
Doing so good and so grateful and happy to be in space with you.
Hey, likewise, it's always electricity and magic when we get together. And y'all are in for such a treat. It's one of my favorite folks, one of my favorite poets. Aman K. Batra, she, they, is a poet, educator, and communicate a community organizer from Artesia, California. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, okay. She writes from the intersections of her queerness and her Punjabi American identity. Amin holds an MFA in creative writing from Antioch University and a BA in English creative writing from UCLA, a powerhouse in the world of spoken word poetry. She has toured the nation performing her work at over 100 venues across North America. As an educator, she has taught classes and workshops at some of the most accredited colleges and universities in the country. Distinguished as a TEDx speaker, it's true, I saw that, and National Poetry Slam finalist, I also saw that. Amin has left indelible marks on stages across the country. Your bio hard to read, you collegiate, okay. As a vital part of the 2016 and 2017 DPL Slam team, I was there. She helped shape the contemporary spoken word scene in Los Angeles. And Amin, you'll have to tell us about the scene of Los Angeles these days, adding her unique voice to the chorus of today's most influential poets. Her contributions to the world of poetry have found their way into the Los Angeles Times, the LA County Arts Commission, and Fight Evil with Poetry Anthology. Her work has also graced popular platforms such as All Deaf Poetry and Button Poetry, and has been spotlighted by the Huffington Post and numerous other outlets. Poetry lovers, I give to you my cherished homie, Amin K. Batra.
Hello. Thank you so much for that lovely intro and the little ad libs because you were there. I actually met McPherson, Tony, almost 10 years ago now. And we've come such a long way. We've come such an incredibly long way. I'm going to be sharing some poems with you. I'm going to jump right into it. He said I'm from Artesia, California, and this poem is a little bit about that. I grew up in Little India, child of Pioneer Boulevard, where every shopkeeper on the block knew my name. For over 30 years, my family owned a store called Bombay Spices. I remember being 14, sitting behind the register and ringing up a white woman. She said, "Wow, you speak really good English." I smiled, took her money, and responded, "Thank you." What she meant was, I am more fluent in my colonizer's tongue than my mother's. There's ache in that. My mouth is a desert of guilt, shame, privilege. But it got me into college, got me speaking this good English. I am the result of an arranged marriage. My mother's way out of a village, trying to quiet her rage. When she came here, my grandparents feared that she would steal all the money out of the cash register, leave my father, and start a life of her own. To gain their trust, she got pregnant. She was 21, living in a country that turned her name, Jasvir, into Jessie. Her accent, a stubborn stain for the cleansing. She balanced ESL classes while running the shop, breastfeeding her child, and learning to drive. I am 6 years old when I correct her English for the first time, and she responds, "Thank you." I rid my mouth of mama, replace it with mom, with an eye roll, with, "If you wanted me to be more like you should have stayed in India." But she didn't want me to be more like her. She wanted me to have everything that was denied to her: lecture halls, boyfriends, and poetry slams. She wanted me to have a choice in whom I marry, in what language I speak, at what age I decide to have a child. In 2015, she took me to India for the first time, and every house in the village knew her name. She, the one that got away, the prize of the people, their praise turning every room she entered into a temple. I am a continuation of my mother. I write to immortalize her sacrifices. I am the product of her defiance, the student of her hustle, proof of her survival, and I don't get my anger from her. I am her anger, her amplified rage. So to the white woman at the register, fuck your good English. Mama and I, we are our own language. Thank you. So yeah, that's a little something I wrote about where I'm from, my mother, quite literally. That is where I am from. I write about her all the time, nonstop. And we actually, for almost like a decade of being apart and living separately, we live together now. And that comes with honestly, so much love, so much joy, and a lot of inspiration for new writing. So I'm going to be sharing some new work with y'all, and I'm really excited for that. All right. Where did, if you could see what I have around me, this is not the poem. You would see so many papers from, this is from my upcoming manuscript. We have manuscript pages all over the place right now.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Who is this manuscript with?
This, I haven't committed. I have not committed, but I have inquiries. But it needs to get completed so that I can do a little bargaining, is what yeah.
Oh wow, we are in the midst of it. Oh, this is exciting.
Midst of it, and let me not get ahead of myself. Let me not do that part. But the manuscript is being written, and I'm excited about it. All right. In the forgiveness of a flea market, where everything belongs, regret, glass bowls, bubble gum, broken plastic. Mama's hands govern me, fluent in bargaining and get the fuck back here. She pushes my stroller in the thick of California heat. If we had it our way, no one's body could ever be owned. No soil, no soul. I come from the pink flesh of her name, my voice a guava seed. Plant myself in a market of color, where older sisters parent their siblings and you don't know who's in whose stroller, but you trust anyone to get you home. This is a short one. It's called Barbecue. Meet me on the 4th, where there is barbecue, but no fireworks. Okay, maybe we are the fireworks, and we dance, but there is no smoke in the sky. I can't celebrate this anthem. Can't wear red, white, and blue together in one outfit. Lend me your stars, and I will shine for every state that still can't pronounce my name. Dare me to laugh. Print the American flag on my tongue and then kiss. Do I taste like freedom to you? There's barbecue. You know. All right. Some more poems, but one thing about me, one thing about me is I am a mama's girl, daddy's girl turned mama's girl. And I also love love. I love love. I love writing about love. And I love the place that I'm at currently, which is like nourished and nurtured by a lot of the women in my life, and also letting myself feel loved romantically, loved platonically. I'm just in a good place with myself when it comes to love. And I think that allows me to be in a good place with others when it comes to it. So I'd like to share some love poems. I think I'm going to stay on that tip for the next couple of poems, and then I'll wrap up. But here is a love poem that I haven't shared in a while. And I wrote it while I was solo backpacking throughout Central America. And I was thinking about the kind of love that I want, or the kind of person I would want in my life. Also, I am at the library and I rented a room and there are people behind me.
I wonder if
And
he also rented that room. What's he doing? Okay, goodbye. There we go.
yeah, I mean, oh, that's possible. That is possible. I'm gonna stay in here for as long as I get to be in here.
Oh, we have a ticking time bomb. This is exciting.
I guess too. Okay, read fast.
Not at all. It's like,
Parque Central is like Disneyland. Tourist saturated, glittering streets, a chorus of trees. Christmas lights shine like small stars or wishes. I'm at a table for two in a small coffee shop in Antigua, Guatemala. I kiss the center of your palm, the gentle of your stay. You catch all my worry. I buy every vibrant thing in this city and rename it after you. We dream in hues of turquoise, pink, red so bright it puts blood to shame. I glow from the inside out. I take an axe to the root, set up shop on the corner, sell my last name for 3 quetzales. I unwear myself, set every hand-me-down on fire, forget the address of every place I've lived. Tattoo each zip code on my feet. Pocket contradiction, like change I'd throw in a fountain. We make wishes on mistakes and Christmas lights. I frame your smile in candlelight. We make new blood. We forgive. I forgive. Everything I've lost comes back. The dead come back. We skip each Father's Day until you're my baby daddy. Fast forward through the ache. Rewind to savor the ache. It is uniquely ours. I reclaim my duty to live good. So good, I never forget to be honest. I never force myself to write. I remain bright and bold. Mi mamá vive en mis ojos. I pray for the Ganga in her tears to vanish, for all 3 languages on my tongue to balance. My tongue never apologizes, even when Spanish comes more naturally than Punjabi, even when my English washes away it all. It takes no prisoners. It drives the car. It is my passport to privilege in every city. I never feel far from home. I cry freely. I cry in your arms. You hold me like breath, like a wish I made on the tunnel to LAX. You choose me. A lifetime of flight. All right, that's a little love poem. And do I have room for maybe one more poem, one more short poem?
Oh, please hit us with one more on it.
All right, let's do one more short poem. This is super, super new, and we're staying on the same topic of love. The world continues to devastate me. 2 butterflies in a garden, and I'm the one apologizing. I don't have a consistent code of conduct. My compass commits too courageously. I still don't know the difference between foolishness and bravery. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I'll be of any use to the world. Of all the men who've tried to own me, I like you most. You probably don't like that sentiment, and I get it. But if you and I had a few hours in a room alone, you'd own me. No, I'd own you too. When I say own, I don't mean conquer, I mean author. I mean my grip is strong and steady. And in the 3rd grade, I won a best penmanship award. I mean, I'd love you in cursive and bold and everything in between. I mean, I'm scared of what's coming, but never afraid of what your eyes reveal to me. I mean, your lips against mine would just be the beginning. Maybe I'm projecting. Maybe I use words as a shield. Maybe I am delusional. Maybe I learned to say sorry so I can break you into softness and sincerity. I don't know. I know so little, and that most of all devastates me. I'm awake. It's excruciating. I'm bound to my own beauty, bound to set myself free. You could witness me, or you could share in the glory. That's your choice. But honey, everything here tastes sweet, even the burdens. The butterflies in my grandma's garden caress the heat. My dog on a burgundy blanket fast asleep. My pen locates the pain, then remedies. My issue is that I want to nourish every part of you. Parts only soil and sky feed. I only seek to become more of myself. Isn't that magical? More of me for you to hold. My issue is control, but I can't deny what my heart feels, and my gut already knows there is love here, pure as a sunflower seed. Flowers bloom even through closed teeth. One day you will say my name like it belongs to you, and neither of us will have room in our mouths for apology. I won't write of ownership because what's mine sinks into my skin already. What I mean is, you are a beacon of curls and melanin. You are sunlight, and I am everything you touch. Boom, boom. Thank you very much.
What? Poetry lovers, Alan K. Batra, you said not own as in conquer, own as an author? That's wild. You're writing beyond the bounds of colonization with that one. Okay. And you said something else in there that was fire. What was it? You said something like become more of myself. Isn't that wonderful? More of me for you to hold or something? What did you say?
I said, I only seek to become more of myself. Isn't that magical? More of me for you to hold.
Man, yo, this manuscript's going to be flames. Oh, I cannot wait. I'm in. So most people, when I invite them to the Beatniks on the road virtual tour, they're in the comfort of their own home, which gives me life. I love to see poets in leisure, but you are in the midst of a busy day. You're on, West Coast. It's sun's already down here in New York. But what's going on? You're saying you're over there shaping the landscape in LA. What's going on? Give us a glimpse into the day of a landscape
I'm
shaper.
working. I'm working. I'm sending all the emails. Um, I I'm a poet. I'm a poet first and foremost. I'm also an educator. And I teach poetry. I teach workshops. I do my thing. And so I'm kind of in this phase of my life on the move quite a bit. And so I'm in a library. I rented a room so I could have a moment with you, my friend,
Hmm.
in the midst of all the traffic and coffee shopping and teaching and poetrying and all of that. So
Well, I'm glad you got to
yeah.
do some of your amazing poems today. I hope that helps guide the rest of your amped up day. But how can we support you? Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on my website. So pretty much everything me related is at Aman K Batra. So AmanKBatra. So amankbatra.com and Aman K Batra on all my socials.
All right. So like in the bottom left corner where you see her name, just put a K in the middle and you found her. Well, let me see what else. Uh, you know, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but like it's looking like you'll probably never move back to New York. I
Never,
You said
never
not
say
never?
never.
Never say never?
I said,
Okay. Good, because we're starting to get it popping over here. In fact, our next and last episode is we're coming back home. We're coming to New York. Gonna show y'all some of the poets that we've been working with out here. And they kind of, they hold a candle. That we've been doing our thing. So yeah, but I'm in. You helped set the bar very high, so thank you. Also, thanks again to the Nuyorican and the Mid-Atlantic group for allowing me to bring some of my poetry friends together for New York and the world to see. I'm in anything to say to the folks before we go?
well, thank you to you. Thank you to the Nuyorican. Thank you to any folks that lent an ear. This work we do is sacred work, and my writing's been evolving, and I shared stuff that I don't normally share in some new work. So thank you for allowing me the space to test that out, to feel connected to what I am currently creating. I really
Mm.
appreciate that.
That's awesome. In fact, y'all, let us know in the comments what was your favorite Amin K. Batra line? I know I said some of them. Those were two of my favorites. Well, y'all, Amin, thank you so much for allowing me to spin the block and let you jump on the virtual poetry bus tour. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next year for the final stop of the Beatniks on the Road Tour, New York City, New York. Bye, poetry lovers.